Welcome to show 57 for October 1st, 2009. I'm Dan Doherty, your host and CEO of this fantastic weekly show. And of TipTopWebsite.com, where you can create your own website online in 60 seconds for only $1. On to this great show. Windows 7 coming out in 3 weeks. October 22nd is the release date. You'll be able to get it in stores. You'll be able to upgrade your computer. I don't recommend upgrading. You want to do a fresh install, but listen, I've talked about it many times. You have Windows XP or Windows Vista. It's working fine. Keep it. If you're buying a new computer, go ahead and get the Windows 7. Windows 7 is basically, from what everything I'm reading, is Windows Vista, but a much leaner version is going to run faster with more, they're saying more features, okay? But many of the features you're not even going to use. They're going to say it's going to run faster in slower machines. So you have an older machine and you want to do a fresh install, that's great. Windows 7 will run faster than Vista. But if everything's working fine, don't touch it. If you get a new computer, definitely get Windows 7, okay? So that's that. I'm running Vista still. When I'm ready for the new computer, I'll get Windows 7. We've already downloaded Windows 7, tried it out here. Seems to work great, though. It definitely is a great product, and people will love it. People hated Vista because when it came out, it was very sluggish and slow. Vista Service Pack just came out. Vista Service Pack 2 just came out, so much faster. All right, enough about that. We've talked about that a million times. So if you're getting a new computer, get it. If you already have an existing computer, leave it alone. Don't worry about it. I've got an online image editor for you. You've heard about Photoshop. Everyone's always talking about, hey, Photoshop this, Photoshop that. Photoshop is a $700 program. You can add multi-layers to images and buttons. If you look at tiptopwebsite.com, that whole site was done in Photoshop. You can see the graphics are popping out at you, and the buttons are, rounded and beveled and look like glass buttons. So that's all done in Photoshop. It's a very lengthy, time-consuming process, but it's fun. It's like doing artwork. It is artwork. So a lot of the comic people now that do comic strips and comic books, they do it all in Photoshop. They use a tablet and they draw it by hand. So I'm trying to, the bottom line is don't spend the $700 unless you really, really, really use it all the time. There's a free online photo editor, pixlr.com. I'm going to go pixlr.com. I have their actually editor open. And it talks about it. Jump right in. Let's see, donate. You can donate. It's a free editor. I'm going to click on Pixel Editor. And in my browser, create a new image. Okay. It looks just like Photoshop. I mean, it doesn't have all the tools, but it's got layers and paintbrushes and colors and everything. So there's nothing to download. There's nothing to buy. And it runs right in your browser. So check that out. Pixlr, P-I-X-L-R, Pixlr. Is that how you call it? Pixlr. So go there. Check it out. I think it's phenomenal. So I just showed it to Brandon. He looked at it and said, wow, I can't believe this is free. So you can make some fantastic Photoshop graphics and, make great pictures. You can use existing photos you take with your camera, put them in there, and put the Leaning Tower of Pisa or a pyramid behind your photos and make it look just like you're there. So check it out. Also, you can make graphics in here and upload them to your website with us. A lot of people do that. I don't know if they're doing it in Photoshop or they're using Pixlr, but check the limited possibilities. Let's say you have. I'm going to throw you one more here. My kids are baseball boys. I told you they love baseball. They're in a baseball team every year, and every year they take their baseball photo of their whole team, and then they'll Photoshop it. They use Photoshop, but this is going to do the exact same thing. Photoshop 2005 world champions, and they make it look really nice, and they put it in a picture frame, a virtual picture frame. You can have they have picture frames here. So when you send it to someone, it looks like it's hanging on a wall in a picture frame. So that takes 5-10 minutes once you learn how to use it. So very, very cool. People love that when you do it with photos. So check that out absolutely for free. Let's talk about Twitter. Something also for free, but worth $1 billion. Is that crazy? Absolutely no business plan whatsoever. They have no idea how they're going to make money, probably throwing ads down the road. But they just raised another $100 million based on a $1 billion valuation. How that works is the VCs, the venture capitalists, say your company's worth $1 billion. We'll give you $100 million cash to invest in it, and then when you go sell it to Google for $1 billion, we want X amount out. So that brings their total amount to $155 million they've raised to date. What's that mean for you? It means that even if they do get sold down the road, which the Evan Biz, the guys that run it, say they're not going to sell it. What it means to you, another $100 million, they're going to be able to buy more servers. Twitter will be able to stay up longer. You'll be able to hit it harder as far as send more tweets, and it won't go down as much. You know, Twitter's famous for going down. Now this other $100 million, they need that to buy more servers, get more developers in there. So that's a good thing. But $1 billion valuation. So they said those days are long gone. I don't know. Google has just announced they're gonna buy one company a month over the next 2 years. They had slowed down on buying some companies. You know, they bought YouTube a couple of years ago, $1.65 billion. They bought a couple other companies for $1 billion here, $1 billion there, $2 billion here. But now they're saying they've got, I think they've got $70 or $80 billion in cash lying around, and they want to spend it. So if you got a great idea, develop it now and sell it to Google. All right. Life Magazine, I added this on my Twitter account. Life Magazine is just a phenomenal magazine. It's I'm going to see when the date is. Well, it looks like the 1935 to 1970. Somewhere around there the magazine ran for. Google is now grabbing old magazines that their copyright has run out, and they're scanning them in and making them available to you for free. So I'll put the link in the show notes. The link's too long to post here, but I'll put the link in the show notes. You can go on. I'm going to click on, let's see, I'm going to click on 1950 here, and I'm looking at all these 1950 magazines. I show this to my kids that are blown away. You're seeing cars for $1,000, the old Ford advertisements, lots of cigarette advertisements. Back in the 40s, a lot of war advertisements, but not advertisements, war stories, but advertisement too, trying to get people to join up. Take a look. You can browse through Life Magazine, one of the greatest magazines ever, absolutely for free. So I'll post that in the show notes. If you go to tiptopwebsite.com, click on CEO Video. If you're not watching it now, and there, if you're watching it on iTunes, whatever, go to CEO Video. Scroll down, look at the show notes, click on the episode. This is 57. Scroll down, you'll see the show notes, and click on the Life Magazine link. It's incredible. It's really, really incredible. I saw it last week. Spent a couple hours just looking at these magazines. So it's incredible. I've said that a million times, but it's incredible. Listen, Mike McDermott, I want to thank him for writing. Mike wrote saying, just watch your latest video. Great background. Doesn't look like good surfing, however. The background here is just a green screen, but you're looking at Thailand back there. Can you tell me which make and model of the mic you're using to record audio? It certainly sounds so clear. This is the PR40. I'm just going to pull this off. Hope it doesn't make too much noise. It's just a windscreen. Here's the PR40. Talked about it before and put the windscreen back on. It just saves the windscreen. Just, I don't know if that's going to sound, sliding that back on. It's for the popping noise. So I use the PR40. I'll put a link in the show notes. It's a great microphone. I've tried a million of them. It's about a $400 microphone. I've tried $10 microphones, $20 microphones. Shure makes a great microphone. Shure company is famous for rock bands, musicians. I bought a couple Shure microphones at Guitar Center when I was doing a baseball show, interviewing baseball players. I needed 2 microphones. They were $200 microphones I got for $99 a piece. They sounded phenomenal. As far as recording, radio, satellite radio, and all the high-definition radio DJs, they use the PR40. It just sounds the best. It's nice and warm. So I definitely, before I spent the money, I did go through a few of them. And this is a one mic. So Mike also said, Dan, my movie pick is 2 Days in the Valley. I'm looking at it right now. 2 Days in the Valley, a 1996 film. Charlize Theron. That was her debut. She was a top model, and she debuted in this. James Spader, Danny Aiello, Terry Hatcher. If you watch this movie, boom, light bulb will go off right now. You'll remember it. I haven't watched this movie since probably 1996. It was a great movie. It was Glenn Heady's in the movie. It was, I don't know what to say. It was. I'm just looking down to see if anyone else is in here. It's 109 minutes. Doesn't show how much it costs. Distributed by MGM. Peter Horton was in it also. Check it out. 2 Days in the Valley. About a couple hitmen. Maybe not so tough as I think they were. Terry Hatcher. Maybe not a loving wife like she plays to be. Anyway, this is a great, great movie. Charlize Theron did a phenomenal job. This definitely launched her career. So if you're a fan of hers, watch this movie. You'll absolutely love it. So those are the stories for the week. I had a great time. Hey, follow me on Twitter. I got my Twitter account back up finally. Twitter.com/tiptopwebsite. No .com then, just twitter.com/tiptopwebsite. And thanks for watching the show. Use the promo code DAN, D-A-N, that's me. At sign up, and I'll give you a free domain on any package. So we're getting a lot of great responses on that new menu system I built as an option for the members. A lot of new things I put in the member section, and people are raving every day, saying it's just the greatest ever. So check it out. TipTopWebsite.com. Use the promo code Dan for a free domain. Thanks so much for watching. I had a great time. I'll see you next week.